Hey y'all, today I want to talk about how I messed up. Take a look at my succulent garden. I might have left it outside during a 22-degree night. So I lost a lot of my succulents. A lot of them froze. They're mushy, nasty. However, there are some that are still in really good shape. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be cutting some of these succulents that are still in good shape, and I'm going to be transferring them into a pot that I found thrifting. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Make sure you drop me a comment below. Let me know how you're doing, what you're working on in your winter garden. And as always, make sure you go check me out on TikTok. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by cutting the ones that are still in good shape. I'm going to try to cut them with a little bit of a stem on them, maybe about 1 inch of a stem like this. I'm going to put them to the side on this paper towel. So let me go through and work off and pull all of those out. Okay, I'm actually surprised at how many were still good in there. I surprisingly had some jade, echeveria, I had a wide variety in here, so I'm kind of excited about that. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be utilizing this container. It is a fish. Yes, I bought a fish container. I got this at a local thrift store in our area for $2.49. Which I was super excited about. I don't know if this is vintage or just a hobby piece or whatever, but I love the subtle color of it. I love the shape of it, and I think it'd be really fun to kind of have this overflowing with succulents. I don't think I'll be able to use every single one of these succulents in this design, but I really want it to be detailed. So like I have this one big one. I don't actually think I'm going to be utilizing that in here. I think I'm going to stick to smaller, more petite ones that kind of flow out of the design. So basically what I'm going to get started is I'm going to get started by putting a cactus soil in here to work with. I am not going to moisten the soil at all because I just freshly cut all these succulents. So I'll be putting them into the soil that is not wet whatsoever, and then they can heal up before I actually do any kind of watering. I probably won't water this guy for at least a week. At this point, but that is a way to kind of get around letting these scab over for a week or so, is that if you keep your soil dry, they should be fine, scab over just fine. Just don't water it. If you water it, then they will definitely rot on those ends where you have cut them. Okay, so I'm going to get started, and this is going to be a very simple, easy process. We want to have, the longer the stem, the better, kind of nestling in and anchoring these into the design. So what you can do is you can start with a piece like this, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break off a lot of the lower leaves like that, and that gives me a much longer stem to insert into the design. So I'm going to just kind of push the stem down and then push the soil back over it, okay? Just like that. And I'm gonna keep going with the process. I also have a steak knife if I have to reach in to make like a little bit of a deeper hole. I actually think I wanna get that one a little bit deeper and then push the soil back to cover it. So I'm gonna keep going on this process and let's see how it turns out. Okay, I'm kind of obsessed. I really like how this turned out. I'm kind of surprised because the only reason I was doing this project is because I messed up and I killed so many of my succulents and I was so disappointed. But now I'm kind of like, this looks super fun. So I'm kind of excited. It allows me to do another succulent garden next season and such, but I really am loving how this turned out. Now, I have all of these little extra of the leaves, petals. You can certainly lay these all out on some cactus soil, allow them to scab over and just give them time and they will grow their own little mini succulents. I don't have the patience nor the space to do something like that, especially since it's cold outside. I would have to keep all that inside and I just don't want to do that at this point in time. So those are all gonna get tossed, don't be mad at me. But okay, so let me get cleaned up and then let's talk about how to take care of this planter now that it is planted up. Okay, I really love how this turned out. I think it's fun. I think it's quirky. I think I made the best out of a not so great situation, being dumb and not bringing in my succulent garden in 22-degree weather. And so I'm really actually happy with how many I was able to save in this planter. I really like the subtle tones of this planter. Remember, I got it for $2.49 from the thrift store, and I like the way the kind of pinkish tones picks up some of the pinkish tones in the actual succulents. I think is fun. I will leave this arrangement as is for at least a week before I water it. When I start to water it, I will use a syringe to do that. Let me show you guys that. Okay, here's my syringe. You can get these on Amazon, but I like the really fine tips. So I can fill this up with water and then I can insert it in different places to add water to the arrangement without having to douse the entire thing. Now, this planter does not have drainage holes, so I will need to water sparingly and not very often. A lot of times succulents will tell you when they're ready to be watered. They'll shrivel, maybe the outside leaf will shrivel a little bit. They'll look a little wrinkly. You definitely don't want to overwater, especially because I put in fresh cuts. You need to wait at least a week so that those can heal over it, and then you can go back with water to water these. But I'm really excited. I like putting together succulent planters because I don't feel like you have to leave them like this forever. I can enjoy this for months and months and months and then take it apart at some point in time and put them into a different container that I've fallen in love with, or utilize them in a design outside. Whatever works best for you. Succulents do prefer more of a brighter light. Don't put them too close to a cold window. But yeah, definitely I like to move mine around the house. I've found them fairly forgiving as long as you don't care for them too much. I think that's kind of what ends up happening with a lot of succulent owners is they love the plants too much. They actually want to be left alone most of the time. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this simple little succulent planter design. Super fun, something fun to do on your off months in the cold weather. Go look for some succulents, go look for something fun, go trim up some of your old succulents and make a new design out of it. Allows you to kind of work with what you already have and then create something new and fresh in these cold winter months. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all. By the way, I did drop a link to this syringe down in the video description. It is an affiliate link, and if you're interested, feel free to check it out and you can order your own.